this stint. He withstood the blowtorch and the question mark about the slimy track conditions. No, Stephen Johnson, fuel on the road. This is a big, big incident. Turn 2.
Quite a big accident. Turn 2.
David Besnard's actually in the car. It's not Stephen Johnson. So safety car will be deployed. We've got 120 litres. They've just gone through the driver change. So it's David Besnard in the car. Out goes the Petters safety car. And this is a very big incident at turn 2. He's backed it into the wall.
Driver's side door is open. David Besnard jumping out of the car. He gets out. The fire has been put out.
This is going to be quite a while to clean up too.
Well, that's an enormous incident. With just under 50 laps to go of this race, and Besnard has hit hard in the Jim Beam entry. Rear of the car. Okay, ripped apart.
Cancel everything I said about Scaife. They've now brought him in as a result of this, so he's actually back in the queuing business again. Can you believe it? Here he is. So even though they actually separated the car strategically, he's got to sit there and wait.
Good to go.
So apologies for the wrong call, Stephen. If you're a fan of Stephen Johnson, he was in the pit bunker at the time. David Besnard was the driver in the Jim Beam machine.
The difference here was that Scaife didn't have to wait for long. He didn't have to wait as long as he has been.
Tear off.
That was what they were trying to avoid.
Yeah, it's still burning track position though while this is going on, but there is no choice. Now this is going to take a long time to resolve. So
look at the damage.
David will have gone up there. Something's happened. He's either been battling someone or he's done it on his own. He's locked the rear brake. He's backed it into the wall. It's ruptured the fuel cell. I mean, it's bizarre that in one season where we had the fire for Carl Reindler at Barbagallo Raceway in Western Australia, I mean, fire is a very rare occurrence in a V8 supercar.
So the Petters safety car goes out on the circuit, and the Brains Trust at Jim Beam Racing look on.
Malcolm Swetnam on the left-hand side, the new team manager. Oh, and very high-speed approach, 260 kilometres an hour into turn 2.
Now watch this. This will ignite anytime soon. There's a lot of fuel on the road there. The whole rear of the car has been ripped apart, and once it starts, it turns into a fireball very quickly. And very dangerous, feeding straight back to the car, enveloping car 17. At this stage, Besnard is still in there. Marshall's right on the scene, well done.
So this might explain it. We're on board the VIP entry. Steve Owens at the helm, so it looks like David did it on his own. He's just backed in very hard, so the approach speed into turn 2 is 260 k's. Their slowest mid-quarter speed, there it is in real time, is 130 k's. So this would have been just after a stop.
No, that's scary. Scary stuff. The good news is David out of the car. And we've been tracking the fortunes of car 17 with good reason. They started in pit lane and Stephen Johnson got up inside the top 10. Brett?
Well, Stevie's with me, Steve. That's just devastating to see.
Yeah, it is, Brett. You know, we didn't have the best car today, but we were working on it. It was getting better and better, you know. To get up to 7th from where we were, we had a really good stint. And I don't know what's happened there. We've just done a pad stop, so, you know, whether the pedal wasn't up before David got up to the end of Mountain Straight, I don't know. But he's out of the car, which is the main thing.
All right, mate, we'll leave you to deal with it.
Thanks.
And we've been frantically searching our data here just to see whether they did a pad stop. So Stephen Johnson's actually filled in that blank for us. Now, this happened a few years ago to Wayne Gardner. So if he didn't have full pedal pressure and they weren't quite up the way that he needed, that is the brakes, after you've changed the front brake pads, then when you do apply the brake at the end of Mountain Straight, you get a heap of rear brake and not enough retardation at the front. And, man, it's gone in hard.
It did happen to Wayne Gardner back in 2002 in practice in the David Besnard car.
Yeah, it was a Stone Brothers car at the time.
And that's the scary side. That flame racing straight back to the car. Like I said before, Marshall's on the job. That's a dangerous job too. They stuck to it and it just went. Just absolutely went. Backed in at enormous speed.
Hey, and boys, how about a big thanks, seriously, to those couple of fire marshals that unselfishly went out there onto a hot track to look after David. Outstanding effort.
Yeah, they do a mighty job for us, don't they, Larko? And that's not a sight that we like to see in this business. Damaged cars and people in jeopardy. The crews, the marshals, the fire marshals are onto it, and they've done an outstanding job for us.